Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Mahmudur Rahman Imrul. Welcome you all in today's orthopedics lecture. The topic that has been selected for today's discussion is fracture neck of femur. You know, this is one of the most important topics of orthopedic surgery. First of all, introduction of fracture neck of femur. You know, it is common in elderly population or older patient with osteoporosis and osteomalacia, but usually it is fracture through a pathological bone. And you know, it is most common in elderly women, secondary to senile osteoporosis. Okay, in female there are two osteoporosis. One is postmenopausal osteoporosis and another is senile osteoporosis. Usually fracture neck of femur usually occur during the time of senile osteoporosis. This is more common in female than in male. Okay, and another cause for fracture neck of femur, that is trauma. Now, what is the mechanism of injury of fracture neck of femur? Okay, majority are due to trivial trauma because of direct blow over the greater trochanter. Trivial trauma means fall on a slippery ground, fall in the toilet or fall in the other place during walking or running, and this may cause direct blow over the greater trochanter and cause fracture neck of femur. And another, that is secondary mechanism, mainly due to lateral rotation or external rotation of the limb. This may cause fracture neck of femur. And major trauma in young adults like road traffic accident is important cause for young population. Road traffic accident or fall from height or other natural disaster may cause fracture neck of femur in young population. Okay. Now, in case of epidemiology, it has bimodal distribution. What does it means? Incidence double each decade beyond age of 50. It means after the increasing age, the incidence of fracture is increasing. And in elderly population, fracture occur in minor trauma, and young population it occurs in high energy trauma, because in young population bone condition is strong, that's why they need high energy trauma, and elderly population they have osteoporotic bone where minor trauma or trivial trauma may cause the injury. And another thing, smoker, small body size, excessive caffeine and alcohol, these things increase the incidence of fracture neck of femur. Now, one important thing, that is blood supply of head of the femur, that is lateral epiphyseal artery is the most common blood supply to the head of the femur. In case of fracture neck of femur, there is a great chance of injury to this vessel. So, the blood supply to the head of the femur is usually impaired due to this injury. Okay. Now, the classification of fracture neck of femur. First of all, anatomical classification. Anatomical classification, it is three types. Number one, subcapital fracture, just beneath the head. Another is transcervical fracture, it is middle of the neck. And basal, this is at the base of the neck. It means it is close to the trochanter. Okay. So, anatomical classification, subcapital, transcervical and basal. Okay. Now, in relation to the capsular attachment around the neck of the femur, this is two types. One is intracapsular and second is extracapsular. You know, capsular attachment anteriorly it extends up to the intertrochanteric line, and posteriorly 1 finger breadth medial to the intertrochanteric crest. So, basal neck fracture not included to the intracapsular fracture. So, intracapsular fracture include subcapital fracture and transcervical fracture, and extracapsular fracture হচ্ছে basal neck fracture. Okay. Now, one of the most important classification for the management of fracture neck of femur, that is Garden classification. It is based on the degree of displacement after fracture and relate to risk of vascular disruption. How much displacement occur, that much vascular injury will be occur side by side. Okay. First of all, there are 4 types in Garden classification. Type 1, that is incomplete fracture. Okay. Both cortex will not be broken. Type 2, complete fracture but there will be no displacement. And type 3, complete fracture with partial displacement. And type 4, that is complete fracture with total displacement. This is very easy if we follow the image showing to you. Okay. Now, how you can diagnose a case of fracture neck of femur? First of all, history. In history, usually elderly patient, more in post-menopausal women. Okay. There will be history of fall, road traffic accident or fall from height. That means fall in a slippery ground or a road traffic accident or fall from a tree or other high place, rooftop, etc. Okay. And patient will complain of pain in the hip region and patient will be unable to stand and walk. Okay. So, I repeat, elderly patient, pain in the hip region, unable to stand and walk, there will be history of trauma. That may be tribal trauma or high velocity injury. Okay. Now, in examination, clinical examination, what are the findings you will get in case of fracture neck of femur? First of all, in loop, if the fracture is displaced, the limb will be short, limb will be abducted and limb will be externally rotated. Okay, this will be the typical feature of fracture neck of femur. What are the 3 things? Limb will be short, limb will be abducted and limb will be externally rotated. Okay. And in feel, you can feel tenderness over the fracture site, and in movement, patient will be unable to actively move his or her lower limb. That means she will be unable to flex or extend his thigh or unable to stand or adduct or abduct the hip joint. Okay. And passive movement will be painful. Now, what are the investigations we may require for the management of fracture neck of femur? First of all, we need to do X-ray of the local part. What X-ray we will do? We will do X-ray of the pelvis including both hip joint, anterior posterior view. What is this? X-ray pelvis including both hip joint, anterior posterior view, and right or left hip lateral view, involved hip lateral view, with that may be right or left. Okay. And another investigation we may require if there is an undisplaced fracture, there is a Garden type 1 fracture, incomplete fracture. In sometimes it is difficult to diagnose this fracture by doing an X-ray. In that case, sometimes we need to do CT scan or bone scan, etc. This requires very rarely. Okay. But the most important thing is to do the X-ray. Now, what are the treatment options that we can provide for the patient of management with a fracture neck of femur? There are few options. Most important thing is for fracture neck of femur, there is no role of conservative treatment. I repeat, there is no role of conservative treatment for the management of fractured neck of femur. Whether it is child, whether it is adult, or whether it is elderly patient, all patients they need to go for surgery. Okay. First treatment option is closed reduction and internal fixation by cannulated hip screw. Closed reduction and internal fixation by cannulated hip screw. And the second option, if closed reduction fail to reduce the fracture anatomically, then we need to do open reduction and internal fixation by cannulated hip screw. In this case, there is a great chance of failure after surgery. So, usually always we try to do closed reduction. Okay. If we do open reduction, the vascularity is more impaired, so chance of healing or fracture union is reduced. Third option is replacement hemiarthroplasty. It means elderly population where the union rate is slow. In most of the cases, we remove the head of the femur and we replace that head by an artificial head, that is called replacement hemiarthroplasty. And fourth option is total hip arthroplasty, that is replacement of the total hip joint. Now in picture we can show you all the photos. First of all, you can see this is the image of cannulated hip screw. Okay. In the next image, you can see there is a fracture neck of femur in the left side and there is a complete fracture in the neck of femur with total displacement. And in this case, we can do hemiarthroplasty. That means replacement of the natural head by a prosthetic head. This is usually made by stainless steel. And another fourth option is total hip replacement. Okay, this is an image of total hip replacement. Here both the head of the femur and acetabulum, both parts of the joint is replaced by artificial parts. Okay, artificial hip joint is made in here. Now let's come to know what are the complications may occur after a fractured neck of femur. First of all, general complications. General complications include deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, pneumonia and bed sore. Deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolism may occur due to excess bleeding after fractured neck of femur or after the surgery. And pneumonia and bed sore occur because after fractured neck of femur and during the management period of fractured neck of femur, sometimes patient may need to stay supine in the bed for long time. These may cause pressure sore or bed sore in the bony prominence area in the back part of the body and pneumonia for lying supine position in the bed for long time. Okay. So, from the very beginning we should keep it in our mind that these complications may develop. So, we need to deal the patient carefully from the beginning. Okay. And now, what are the local complications may occur after fracture neck of femur? Local complications includes avascular necrosis of femoral head. Already I told you, in case of fracture neck of femur, there is a great chance of injury to the vascular supply of the head of the femur, that is lateral circumflex femoral artery, medial circumflex femoral artery, retinacular vessels. All these vascular supply may be disrupted due to fracture neck of femur. Only minimum blood supply the head is getting from retinacular vessel, artery of the ligamentum teres, that is not sufficient to provide adequate blood supply to the head of the femur. So, avascular necrosis may occur. Second, that is non-union. Third, osteomyelitis. In case of surgery, hip surgery, there is always chance of osteomyelitis or infection Due to elderly population, they may have some comorbidities, may be immunocompromised, may be diabetic. This may increase the chance of infection or osteomyelitis after surgery. That is why aseptic precaution, meticulous surgery, proper and adequate antibiotic need to be used during the postoperative and peroperative period. And another thing, if we do not do the surgery properly or if the patient is maltreated, there is a chance of malunion of the fractured neck of femur. What are the forms of malunion? That is the shortening of the limb, external rotation of the limb, and coxa vara. Coxa vara means decrease neck shape angle. Usually it is about 120 to 135 degree. In case of fractured neck of femur, if not properly treated, this angle may be reduced more due to shortening of the limb. Okay, this is all about fractured neck of femur in short. With this I conclude. Thank you. Thanks to you all. Assalamu alaikum.